Yo, dude. It's been a minute, man. You gotta snap out of it. Come on. You told me to come get you. I see your eyes moving. I see your eyes moving, man. Get up. Yo. Hey. Hey. All right, I'm gonna have to do this then. Oh, good. You're up.
Oh my god.
So, you were doing the thing.
How long has it been?
Like 3 months?
That's it. Everybody unsubscribed.
Hey man, it's not that bad. You've gone without posting for a lot longer. If they unsubbed, it's probably not because of inactivity. They probably just don't like you. Anyways, I think we should really post something today because of your arm thing.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Can you explain how that works again?
It's some kind of YouTube virus. So apparently if I don't post often, I'll start to literally age faster and die.
And being in your little pocket dimension thing helps you not die?
Yeah, being in the void, yes.
You know this is gonna be super weird for people who have never watched it before, right?
I know. What the fuck?
Alright man, well, I think you should record something today or else you're gonna end up like a pile of dust.
I don't know, man. I have a bunch of unfinished ideas, but I don't know what I can do today.
You don't have anything you can talk about off the top of your head?
I think I got something.
What if I told you you never have to take damage ever again? Okay, what if I said you never had to die again? All right, you get hit a lot less. Let me tell you something about Lance, and the first reason you should play it. It's got a shield.
See?
If you think of anyone who has a shield right now, they're probably a cool dude. Captain America, Reinhardt, Zamazenta. You could be just like them. But seriously, the shield, right? Lance is very defensive, very secure. Yeah, it's pretty badass to be able to dodge around moves and iframe stuff, but you know what's even more badass? Just not budging an inch at this huge slam or a blast or a beam of some kind. If some of you just started Iceborne with PC, then as you probably saw, there's a lot of hyphy moves in Iceborne. A lot of these moves that without practice, or even with practice, are hard to dodge. It took a lot of elements from GU and Frontier, and Iceborne is a lot more anime than Baseworld was. So sometimes it's nice to just be able to go in with Lance until you learn some of the moves. Speaking of which, being able to readily block a lot of attacks helps you learn where the hitboxes actually are or aren't. Sometimes you might be blocking or dodging something that you don't actually have to, so you can go into a hunt that you don't really know too well with Lance, kind of get used to the hitboxes and such, and then switch to another weapon, and you'll notice that you'll have an easier time dodging attacks. Oh wait, I forgot, I'm supposed to be selling Lance here. Don't switch off Lance. It's the best weapon, and every other weapon sucks. So that's the first reason, right? It's really defensive. But Lance has always been defensive, and a drawback of that is that it used to be very slow.
See?
Which brings me to reason number 2. It's hella mobile now. A lot of people used to really not like Lance's mobility, or lack thereof. But now you're freaking like, now we have a lot of ways to dash and dart around the fight, and a lot of these ways are protected because they're either a dash or a counter of some kind. Thanks to things like the clutch counter, the power guard, or guard dashes, we're able to turn around easier, move around easier, and keep up with really mobile monsters. Oh wait, hold on. I should probably explain how to do some of this stuff that I'm talking about, in case you haven't played Lance. Well, why don't I let my friend here do it? Oh, what? Huh? Is this really happening?
Oh yeah.
Okay. If you can, just give me like a little heads up before we
3,
start.
2, 1, go.
R is to block, our circle is for counters, but you'll need different levels of guard for different monsters. Press X during counters for a power guard. Once you got the timing down, it's really not that hard. You can hop around to stay right on the monster's face, but don't forget to use your guard dash, it'll keep you safe. Guard triangle plus a direction. Now, what did I forget to mention? Oh right, the clutch claw encounter, this should be next. Aside from Swax and Hammer, I think it's one of the best. From all the things they added, it's one of the best additions. You really be feeling waving when clutching with such precision. So to do the counter claw, you press L during a counter, or while you aim your guard shot per circle, whichever's better. Then you latch right onto the target spot. When you pull it off, it's pretty hot. And when you go into the quest and you poke the monster's head, and before you know it dead, and you go into the... Alright, I think you guys got the point. I'm sorry. So these were some movement and defensive options. If you put them all to use, then the monsters drop it. If you try this weapon out, you'll see new heights, pick up Lance today, and you'll never die. Whoa, don't say that. Why not? Because I mentioned before that you can still die. Oh, true. If you pick up Lance today, you'll die a lot less. Oh. Better? Yeah, good enough. I hope you guys like that. But anyways, as you saw, the weapon is simple but satisfying. But there are a couple of specific things you want to know, like when you should guard dash instead of power guard, or when just a normal counter is fine. If enough people end up wanting to know more about this extra stuff, then maybe I'll make a guide about it. I'll make one for all 20 of you Lance players out there. Maybe 30 by the end of this video. Which brings me to reason number 3. It does a lot of damage.
Wow. This is incredible. The flavor is immaculate. Never tasted anything like this before.
Now it's not gonna get the biggest numbers like Charge Blade or Great Sword or Hammer, but with all the movement and counter options we have, we're constantly on the monster, like an annoying fly. So there's consistent DPS throughout the hunt. If you never have to put your weapon away to sharpen or heal, then from the start of the hunt until the monster dies, you're just gonna be in there, poking. And a lot of things have worked in Lance's favor in World. A lot of the Lances scale well. There's a lot of good elemental options, a lot of good raw options, and many of them look pretty damn nice. Also, there was the addition of the skill Offensive Guard.
That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage.
Let me tell you something about Offensive Guard. I remember when I went to E3 to play the Iceborne beta, and in the beta, one of the sets had Offensive Guard. And I remember everyone being like, oh, yo, Offensive Guard, man, this is gonna be crazy for Charge Blade. And don't get me wrong, that skill is really great for Charge Blade. But I remember sitting there in the corner, laughing, plotting. You fools. Offensive Guard was the perfect skill for Lance. Since we're constantly blocking and constantly countering, we can have near 100% uptime on Offensive Guard, which is just a free whatever percent extra damage. I forgot the number. I'll put it here. And another reason that Lance does good damage on Iceborne is because we're able to keep spots tenderized very efficiently. Thanks to the clutch counter, we don't really have to interrupt what we're doing, clutch the monster, tenderize, and then resume. The clutch counter works very well into the Lance playstyle, so we don't really have to interrupt the flow of what we're doing. In my opinion, this is how clutch claw should work for all weapons. It should work naturally into the playstyle and not feel like an interruption. So the clutch counter is sick, it looks badass, and you have armor during it so you can't get knocked off while you're doing the animation. So, big W for Lance. Now, Lance wasn't weak before Iceborne. It wasn't even weak before World. But that brings me to my last reason.
It's fun!
In 3 Ultimate and 4 Ultimate, it did a lot of damage and was pretty safe thanks to evade lancing. But it felt weird that this weapon with a huge shield never really used it. And instead we just abused the extra iframes in the back hops, thanks to Evasion 2 and 3. And in Generations and GU it was really strong thanks to Striker, but I was never really a huge fan of the charge spam playstyle. I do love how strong it is, and as some of you know, I still use the hell out of it, but it still felt like it's not the way that Lance should be played. Adept is cool though. Shoutouts to Adept.
Oh, say less.
In Iceborne, Lance plays how I always felt Lance should be played. It's a nice mix of defensive and offensive play. You can be really safe, you can be really aggressive. It's just really, really satisfying. If you've been wanting to play Lance, then now is the time. All right, I'm gonna head out. You're not gonna go and do your usual outro? Oh, he's already